Welcome to the interactive map feature of the public input opportunity. The purpose of this section is to visually learn more about the 5 proposed alternatives at various junctions throughout the corridor. You can provide feedback through the interactive map by selecting a feature where you have the ability to like, dislike, and comment on the feature. To better orient you, we will spend the next 6 minutes reviewing how to navigate this feature. Please note that these exhibits, corridor visualizations, and typical sections are also provided in PDF format in the Project Exhibit section of the interactive website. After clicking the Get Started Now button on the Welcome screen, the About side tab will be displayed, which details a high-level overview of the project and existing conditions. The existing project corridor map will be displayed in the background. You can interact with this map by panning around as well as zooming in and out. You will also have the opportunity to view existing conditions maps by clicking on any of the map titles next to the magnifying glass icons. Once a map is clicked, it will appear in the gray background area, where you are then free to interact with it by panning around as well as zooming in and out. The Instructions sidebar tab acts as a centralized location for general instructions on how to navigate the map feature. This video overview can also be accessed here if you would like to view it again. To view the aerial maps of each alternative, you will need to click on the sidebar tabs that correspond to a given alternative. The 5 alternative tabs with arrows pointing to them above provide an opportunity to interactively engage and provide comments along the map. The top 2 tabs, About and Instructions, contain static content for viewing purposes only. Once one of the sidebar tabs is clicked, a pop-out window will appear providing high-level details about the alternative, as well as a typical cross-section for that specific alternative. Further to the right, a new aerial map displaying the alternative's features will appear. To view the full aerial map, you can close out of the pop-up window. Please note that these aerial maps contain detailed graphics and may take a minute to load. Please be patient and explore the alternative sidebar while the aerial maps load. The alternative aerials are the most interactive part of the map feature. Here, you can zoom in and out and pan around the area freely. Additionally, each colored and dashed rectangle is clickable. Once clicked, the screen will automatically zoom into that close-up view of the area or junction. The circular pins within each rectangle are info markers. These info markers highlight key features along the corridor for each alternative. There are several different main categories of info markers. These categories are pedestrian and bike, transit, roadway, general, and corridor visualization. These main categories are further broken down and color-coded to highlight feature differences among each alternative. Orange info markers represent unique features that are specific to a given alternative. Purple info markers represent common features that are consistent across all alternatives. Pink info markers represent corridor visualizations. They will generally be located in the same position across all the alternatives, but the image displayed in the info marker will be different for each alternative. Let's go through an example. If you click on the Oak Street corridor, The map will automatically zoom into this area and a pop-up box will appear. This pop-up box will contain a junction-specific visualization, if applicable, an image of a typical cross-section for the alternative, and a legend to reference when viewing the alternative's aerial. You can then close out of the pop-up window to further interact with the map and info markers. If you would like to access the pop-up window to view the visualizations or legend again, you can click on the Close Up View name in blue text in the bottom right map legend. The pop-up box will reappear. However, if clicked, you will lose your current zoomed-in location and will automatically be panned to the preset extent of the pop-up box. Once the pop-up box is closed, you are free to interact with the info markers. Info markers are the primary source for you to provide input on key features specific to, and sometimes overlapping for, each alternative. The 5 alternative maps will have info markers highlighting general features, roadway features, transit features, as well as bike and pedestrian features. You can click on each of the info markers to learn more about the feature. This graphic depicts what an info marker will generally look like. Info markers are the key place in the interactive map to gather feedback for each alternative. The right-hand side will share any text describing the specific feature. If a visualization or image is available for the feature, it will be displayed on the left-hand side. If you click on this image, it can be enlarged. One way to provide feedback is through the like or dislike buttons. You will need to click on the thumbs up or thumbs down icons. If you would like to provide more in-depth comments, the View the Discussion button provides an opportunity to type in feedback. When the View the Discussion button is clicked, a side panel on the left of the screen will pop up. Comments can be typed into the top dialog box. In order to submit a comment, you will also need to provide an email address and agree to the terms and conditions. Your email address will not be published and is for internal use only. Once feedback is typed, you will need to click Reply to officially submit your comment. Comments in the discussion pane can be liked or disliked, similar to the method described previously. To close out of the discussion side panel and return to the aerial map to view other info markers, you can either close out of the panel in the top right corner or press the Close button on the left of the screen. We invite you to now explore the various alternative maps. Please provide your input as we want to hear from you. The interactive map and the ability to provide comments will be open through November 9th, 2020.